Please stay tuned.
రేడియో సాయి శ్రోతలకు సాయిరామ్. మరికొద్దిసేపట్లో ప్రశాంతి నిలయంలోని సాయి కుల్వంత్ సభా మండపం నుండి ప్రత్యక్ష ప్రసారాలను మీరు వింటారు. దయచేసి వేచి ఉండండి.
Sai Ram, dear listeners, live broadcast of the proceedings from the Sai Kulwant Hall at Prasanthi Nilayam will follow shortly. Please stay tuned. రేడియో సాయి శ్రోతలకు సాయిరామ్. మరికొద్దిసేపట్లో ప్రశాంతి నిలయంలోని సాయి కుల్వంత్ సభా మండపం నుండి ప్రత్యక్ష ప్రసారాలను మీరు వింటారు. దయచేసి వేచి ఉండండి.
गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत नः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्रयवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो हरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः अथ सूर्याथर्वाङ्गिरसंव्याख्यास्यामः ब्रह्मा ऋषिः गायत्री छन्दः आदित्यो देवता हंसः सोऽहमग्निनारायणयुक्तं बीजं हृल्लेखा शक्तिः वियदादिसर्गसंयुक्तं कीलकम् चतुर्विधपुरुषार्थसिद्ध्यर्थे विनियोगः षट्स्वरारूढेन बीजेन षडङ्गं रक्ताम्बुजसंस्थितं सप्ताश्वरधिनं हिरण्यवर्णं चतुर्भुजं पद्मद्वयाभयवरदहस्तं कालचक्रप्रणेतारं श्रीसूर्यनारायणं य एवं वेद स वै ब्राह्मणः। ॐ भूर्भुवः सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। सूर्य आत्मा जगतस्तस्तुषश्च सूर्याद्वै खल्विमानि भूतानि जायन्ते सूर्याद्यज्ञः पर्जन्योऽन्नमात्मा नमस्ते आदित्या त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं कर्म कर्तासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं विष्णुरसि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं रुद्रोऽसि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं मृगसि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं यजुरसि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं सामासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षमथर्वासि त्वमेव सर्वं छन्दोसि आदित्याद्वायुर्जायते आदित्याद्भूमिर्जायते आदित्यादापो जायन्ते आदित्याज्योतिर्जायते आदित्याद्व्योमदिशो जायन्ते आदित्याद्देवा जायन्ते आदित्याद्वेदा जायन्ते आदित्यो वा एष एतन्मण्डलं तपति असावादित्यो ब्रह्मा आदित्योऽन्तःकरणमनो बुद्धिचित्ताहङ्काराः आदित्यो वै व्यानः समानो दानोपानः प्राणः आदित्यो वै श्रोत्रत्वक्चक्षुरसरघ्राणाः आदित्यो वै वाक्पाणिपादपायूपस्थाः आदित्यो वै शब्दस्पर्शरूपरसगन्धाः आदित्यो वै वचनादानागमनविसर्गानन्दाः आनन्दमयो विज्ञानमयो विज्ञानघन आदित्यः नमो मित्राय भानवे मृत्योर्मा पाहि भ्राजिष्णवे विश्वहेतवे नमः सूर्याद्भवन्ति भूतानि सूर्येण पालितानि तु सूर्ये लयं प्राप्नुवन्ति यः सूर्यः सोऽहमेव च चक्षुर्नो देवः सविता चक्षुर्न उत पर्वतः चक्षुर्धाता दधातु नः आदित्याय विद्महे सहस्रकिरणाय धीमहि तन्नः सूर्यः प्रचोदयात् सविता पुरस्तात् सविता पश्चात्तात् सवितोत्तरात्तात् सविताध्वरात्तात् सविता नः सुवतु सर्वतातिगुं सविता नो रासतां दीर्घमायुः ओमित्येकाक्षरं ब्रह्मा गृणिरिति द्वे अक्षरे सूर्य इत्यक्षरद्वयम् आदित्य इति त्रीण्यक्षराणि एतस्यैव सूर्यस्याष्टाक्षरो मनुः यः सदा हर हर जपति स वै ब्राह्मणो भवति स वै ब्राह्मणो भवति सूर्याभिमुखो जप्त्वा महाव्याधिभयात् प्रमुच्यते अलक्ष्मीर्नश्यति अभक्ष्यभक्षणात् पूतो भवति अगम्यागमनात् पूतो भवति पतितसम्भाषणात् पूतो भवति असत्सम्भाषणात् पूतो भवति मध्याह्ने सूर्याभिमुखः पठेत् सद्योत्पन्नपञ्चमहापातकात् प्रमुच्यते सैषा सावित्रीं विद्यां न किञ्चिदपि न कस्मैचित् प्रशंसयेत् य एतां महाभागः प्रातः पठति स भाग्यवान् जायते पशून् विन्दति वेदार्थं लभते त्रिकालमेतज्जप्त्वा क्रतुशतफलमवाप्नोति हस्तादित्ये जपति स महामृत्युं तरति स महामृत्युं तरति य एवं वेद इत्युपनिषत् भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
सर्वमिज्जगतयक्ष्मगुं सुमनासत अद्यवोचदति वक्ता प्रथमोदयोऽभिषक अयि गुश्च सर्वान् जम्बयन् सर्वान् क्षयातु धान्या असव्यस्तां नो अरुणौ तपभृत्सु मङ्गला क्षेमागुं रुद्राभितो दिक्षु श्रितात् सहस्रशो वैशागुं मेढैर्मये असव्यो वसर्पति नीलग्रीवो विलोहितः उतैनं गोपादृशन् अदृशन् रुदहारः उतैनं विश्वभूतानि सदृशो मृडयातिनः नमो अस्तु नीलग्रीवाय सहस्राक्षाय मेरुचे अतो ये अस्य सत्त्वानोऽहं तेभ्यो अकरन्नमः प्रमुञ्च धन्वनस्वमुभयो रात्रियोजां याचते अष्टैषवः पराता भगवो वप अवतत्य धनुष्भगं सहस्राक्षशतेषु ते निशीलशल्यानामुखा शिवो न सुमना भव विद्यन्दनुकपर्दिनो विशल्यो बालवागुमुता अनेशन्नशेषवापुरस्य निसङ्गति या ते एतेर्मे दुष्टमास्ते बभूवते धनु तयास्मान् विश्वतस्त्वमयक्ष्मया परे भुजा नमस्ते अस्त्वायुधाय नाथताय धृष्णवे उभाभ्यामुत ते नमो बाहुभ्यां तव धन्वने परिते धन्वनो येतिरस्मान् विनक्तु विश्वतः अतो येषु निस्तवारे अस्मन्निदेहितं नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय जटाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति।
Offering myself at Swami's lotus feet, respected elders, and my dear brothers and sisters, allowing Sai Ram to all of you. It is indeed overwhelming to see how such young children are chanting Vedas. I don't think any other educational institution, or any institution for that matter, can boast of such heritage and students of such character. in this universe. And I think our immense gratitude to Bhagwan for giving us such a wonderful platform for moving towards him. In the Devi Bhagavatam, there is a story where Brahmaji first creates man. And the moment he creates man, he sees that man has become very unhappy. It's almost like a manufacturing defect. And then he looks at Vishnu and says, "What is the matter, my lord? Why is man unhappy?" And then Vishnu tells him, there is one and only one reason for this sorrow, and that is Atma Swarupa Vismriti, forgetting one's own nature. And he says, Brahma, your creation is the best, but through the power of my Maya, these humans will forget what their true nature is. Indeed, all of us are moving towards self-realization. But the beauty of being in Swami's fold is that the process happens very fast. Of course, if we are consciously aware of Swami's presence in our life. Swami once told one of our teachers, "Make me your driver and see how I take you to the goal." And then Swami said, "No, make me your pilot and I will fly you to your goal." Everything that we do in Prasanthi Nilayam is aimed towards that. Once we are convinced that Sathya Sai Baba is the ultimate, and the moment we offer ourselves at his lotus feet, that is the watershed moment for us in our lives. And everything that we do here, whether it is the Yagyam or the Prasanthi Vidwan Mahasabha, the ultimate goal is to make us convinced and make us feel and make us realize that yes, Sai Baba is the ultimate. Giving us pointers in this direction, we have today with us our first speaker for the Prasanthi Vidwan Mahasabha, Shri Ruchir Desai from the Vrindavan campus of the Shri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. Shri Ruchir Desai joined the erstwhile Shri Sathya Sai College in the Vrindavan campus in 1981 for the BCom program. A gold medalist in both his graduation and post-graduation, Shri Ruchir Desai was handpicked by Bhagwan to teach at the Vrindavan campus. Presently, he serves as an associate professor in the Commerce Department of the Vrindavan campus of the Shri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. Above all these worldly qualifications, Sir has had the wonderful opportunity and the fortune to be near and dear to Bhagwan. I now request Sir to come and share his thoughts with all of us.
Thank you. With pranams at Bhagwan's lotus feet, respected elders and my dear brothers and sisters, Sai Ram to all of you. It was on the 1st of October 1962, while speaking at the inauguration of the Ved Purusha Saptaha Gnana Yagna of that year, that Swami made a declaration. My task is Dharma Sanstapana, Veda Samrakshana, and Vidvat Poshana. He has been doing this through various activities all through his life. And we saw evidence of one such activity when we saw the beautiful Vedam chanting by the children of the primary school. If anyone had any doubts of Veda Samrakshana, I think that should be put at rest when we see that he has indeed sown the seeds of not merely protecting the Vedas, but also propagating the Vedas. And going ahead ensuring that we understand the import of the Vedas and try to lead our lives in the way the Vedic teachings expect us to. The Veda Purusha Saptagnana Yagna, which began this morning, and the Prasanthi Vidwan Mahasabha have indeed been two very important pillars for Bhagwan to achieve his task. The Veda Purusha Saptaha Yagna is performed keeping in mind the highest traditions of Karma Kanda. While the Yagna has various dimensions to it, resulting in all deities being worshipped and propitiated, the central part of the Yagna is the Sri Rudram, the regular chanting of the Namakam and the Chamakam. If the Veda Purusha Yagna is Karma Kanda at its best, it follows all the intricate aspects of Vedic worship. So much so that the learned Pandits who had come here nearly 50 odd years ago, 56 years ago, when the first Veda Purusha Yagna happened. And these were Pandits who were renowned, who were steeped in Vedic tradition, many of whom did not know much about Swami. They had come here because some young Baba had invited priests for carrying on a worship. And when they were here, and they started laying down their requirements of what the Yagna should have, to their utter surprise, they found Swami engaging in a detailed discussion with them. And when they asked Swami, what kind of Yagna do you want? Swami drew the Yagna Kunda and the entire layout of the Yagna. And the Pandits were shocked to see that this followed the last detail which was prescribed in Vedic lore. So if we say that the Veda Purusha Yagna is following the ritualistic traditions at their best, at their deepest, how is it that the Veda Purusha Yagna is also called a Gnana Yagna? The ultimate objective of Veda Purusha Yagna, as Swami says, it is for the welfare of mankind. But I'll come back to that a little later. Yagna is a means for the humans to connect with the divine. Yagna is a means for the human being to propitiate the different aspects of God. And this is where the Namakam comes in handy. The Namakam deals in detail with different aspects of Lord Shiva. It describes the various characteristics, the various names, the various features of the Almighty. And the other side of the coin is the Chamakam. The Chamakam is the verse where the devotee seems to be asking the Lord, I want this, I want that. It seems to be the verse where human desires come out. But when human desires come out, Swami teaches us that we need those desires to come out, not because we must learn to satisfy those desires and wallow in those desires, but we need to overcome those desires. Through the repeated chanting of the Namakam 11 times, the aspirant becomes so immersed in the different aspects of the Lord, in the different forms of the Lord, in the different descriptions of the Lord, that with each iteration of the Chamakam, he overcomes his desires. He rises higher in what he is desiring. In the ultimate, he offers all his desires, all his bad qualities into the sacrificial fire, because he learns to sacrifice. And it is out of this sacrifice that he gets immortality. That is how the yagna becomes a gnana yagna. Because the yagna teaches us that ultimately we need to sacrifice, and it is sacrifice alone, as the scriptures say, is the route to immortality. The Veda Purusha Yagna, we are so lucky that the presiding deity of the Yagna, the Veda Purusha, was Swami himself. And in doing this, I'm sure many of you would be aware, in doing this, Swami re-established a tradition which was set by Lord Shiva himself. The first Rudra Yagna was performed by Lord Shiva. Mythology tells us that when Lord Shiva, with the help of Lord Mahavishnu, finally vanquished Bhasmasura, he performed the Tandava Nritya. If we expect our Lord to smile, if we expect our Lord to dance in our hearts, we must remember that all of us have a small bit of Bhasmasura within us. This is that Bhasmasura which destroys all our good thoughts, good deeds, good activities. This is that Bhasmasura which vitiates the atmosphere around us, which vitiates our thinking, which vitiates our dealings with others. It destroys the divine qualities amongst us. It is this Bhasmasura which we need to vanquish. But at the end of the Tandava Nritya, Shiva did not stop. Shiva was not pleased with vanquishing Bhasmasura. If Shiva vanquished Bhasmasura, it was only because he needed to do that for the welfare of mankind. And he continued further. He performed the very first Rudra Yagna. And at the end of the Yagna, he said, I am doing this Yagna for the welfare of mankind. Millennia later, Bhagwan Baba re-established the same tradition when he started the Veda Purusha Saptaha Yagna. As the Veda Purusha, he sat and accepted the Yagna. But then, isn't Yagna central to the avatar himself? I'm sure most of you would have heard the story of Sage Bharadwaja. But I think it merits mention here. Sage Bharadwaja realized the depth of the Vedas, realized the true portent of the Vedas, and wanted to achieve mastery over Vedas. He studied Vedas for 100 long years, but realized that at the end of those 100 years, he really hadn't mastered much. He prayed to Indra and was granted an extension. Another 100 years passed. He needed to pray once again. Got another extension of 100 years. At the end of the third 100 years, he really hadn't mastered much of the Vedas and prayed to Indra once again. It was then that Indra told him that it's very difficult to master the Vedas. Indra showed him 3 mountain peaks and said, the Vedas are like these 3 mountains. What you have mastered now in your 300 years of effort is just like 3 handfuls out of these 3 mountains. Instead of trying to master the Vedas, I will teach you a yagna. Perform this yagna and you will get the true merit. He explained the details of this yagna to Sage Bharadwaja. And Sage Bharadwaja made all preparations to do this yagna in its correct form. He wanted Shakti to preside over the yagna and bless the yagna. With this objective in mind, sage Bharadwaja goes to Kailasha. He goes there, he finds the divine couple in a celestial dance, waits there at the icy peaks of Kailasha, waits for almost a week. On the 8th day, Shakti sees him, smiles at him and nods her head, but continues the dance. Bharadwaja misunderstands this signal of Shakti and thinks that she is disapproving his invitation and dejectedly decides to go back. As he turns back to climb down, he finds that he is stricken by a paralytic stroke. His left side is frozen, paralyzed. He had been standing in that cold for 8 long days. When Shiva and Shakti see this, they immediately come to his aid. Shiva takes water from his kamandalu, sprinkles it on the left side of Bharadwaja's body and revives him. They both assure him that they would come for the yagna and that they would bless the yagna. The yagna finally happens with all its glory, in all its splendor. Bharadwaja completes the yagna. Shiva and Parvati were very pleased with Bharadwaja's efforts, and at the end of the yagna, they bless him further. They say that we will be born in your lineage 3 times. First, Shiva says, first I would be born in your lineage, and that was the avatar of Shirdi Baba. Then both of us would be born once again as the Shiva Shakti Swarupa. We were blessed to enjoy the presence of the Shiva Shakti Swarupa for many, many years. And finally, Shakti alone would be born as the 3rd avatar. In the July of 1963, Bhagwan took on an illness, took on a paralytic stroke suffered by a devotee. And true to form, he refused to divulge any more details of that paralytic stroke. He refused to divulge any details about whose sickness he had taken on. The only thing he said is, the only refuge of someone who has no one is God himself. And that is why I have taken on this sickness. On Guru Purnima day, he finally decided to grant darshan to everyone and was brought down from his premises down into the bhajan hall here. And finally, he asked for the mic to be placed before him. When the mic was placed before him, he chose to address the audience. And before he addressed the audience, he asked for water. Taking water, he sprinkled this water onto his own left hand and left leg. And in a jiffy, all traces of that paralysis, which seemed to have afflicted the left side of Bhagwan's body, was gone. There was the normal Bhagwan who was now able to communicate freely and narrate this entire story to his devotees. So here was a promise given, or here was a statement made in the Treta Yuga, which bore fruition in the Kali Yuga. Here was Bhagwan demonstrating to all of us that he was the same Shiva Shakti Swarupa who had taken avatar for the welfare of mankind. This is the result which the Veda Purusha Saptaha Gnana Yagna seeks to achieve. Welfare of mankind. Because after all, Bhagwan lived his entire life for the sake of humanity. He lived his life and gave up his life living for others. He did that by his own example. Even when his body was afflicted, even when he was moving around in a wheelchair granting darshan, he would never think of his pain. He would never think of what affected him, but was always concerned about his devotees, was always concerned about the welfare of everyone else. I remember one such occasion in the portico here when he was going around in the chair, and there was this elderly devotee who had come in from the US. I was sitting a few feet away from there. And there was Bhagwan coming in the chair. He had not come in the morning for darshan. If you looked at Bhagwan's face, you could clearly make out that Bhagwan's face was swollen, his legs were swollen. He must have been physically going through a lot of pain. Here was this gentleman who was an old-time devotee, whom I learned later was coming to Swami from the 1960s. And therefore Swami knew the entire family very, very well. As Swami came close to him, this gentleman, that was his first darshan, he had just come in from the US that day morning. So he folded his hands and he had a letter in his hands, and he was waiting for Swami to look towards him. He was waiting for that glance of recognition which all devotees eagerly longed for. And the moment Bhagwan saw him, there was a smile on Swami's face, and he directed the chair to be taken towards the devotee. As the chair approached the devotee, Swami asked him, "How is your mother? How is her health?" We learnt later that his mother was not well and that she was bedridden for quite some time. This gentleman wanted to give the letter, wanted to take namaskar, but Swami kept inquiring about his mother. Finally, he managed to take namaskar, and when he took namaskar, he saw Swami would always keep his feet covered by his robe. When he pushed his hands, pushed the robe, and finally touched Swami's feet, he realized that these feet were swollen. Those lovely little tender feet, which have been the refuge of so many in different parts of the globe, now had their own share of problems because the body had to undergo what the body had to undergo. But here was not a body which was undergoing suffering. Here was a body which was teaching us how we need to face life. Here was a body who led its entire life, right from birth till samadhi, as an example for others. It was not a body which was going through its karma. It was a body which was teaching all of us how to face our karma. When this gentleman placed his hands on Swami's feet and saw that they were swollen, he said, Swami is not well. Swami smiled back, and Swami's answer was, "You didn't tell me how your mother is." Swami didn't answer him when he asked, "How is Swami?" But being someone who had been coming to Swami for more than 50 years, he probably had the license to take liberties. And he said, "Swami, how come you're asking about my mother? Swami himself must have been in pain. Swami's feet are like this." And Swami merely smiled and said, "I don't think of my pain. Pain is physical. Suffering is mental. The body might have pain. I don't have any pain. And moreover, when I turn